What is going on, Pats Nation? You guys already know who it is. Patriots Global here, back with another video, and in this one, I want to talk about, unfortunately, the replacement of James White. As we all know, James White, surprisingly and unsurprisingly at the same time, did decide to retire, meaning that, hey, the Patriots do need to find his replacement both now, but also for the future. Now, as we all know, based on this title, you can tell that that guy is Pierre Strong. And according to Mike Reese, the Patriots actually drafted Pierre Strong with that mindset of that James White replacement. Now, New England is always one step ahead, at least they try to be, especially when it comes to running back and that pass-catching running back. I mean, Kevin Folk, Shane Vereen, James White, like, you always have that next guy in the building, and that was really the Patriots' mindset here. You know, they signed James White this offseason to a 2-year contract extension. Then they also went ahead in that draft and drafted Pierre Strong early on in the draft. Now, I don't think the Patriots thought that James White was going to deal with this injury as much as he has, or that he wasn't going to be able to play in 2021, or that he was even going to retire. Now, did they think he was going to play the entirety of that 2-year contract? I don't know about that, but I think that they were hoping to at least get 1 year out of James White so that Pierre Strong could kind of sit back, learn, and take those ropes. This is the same thing that, Shane Vereen, James White, all these guys do. They get drafted, they sit back behind the guy in front of them, and then that guy lasts a year or two, and then before he moves on, they have that next guy up. Now, fortunately for the Patriots, they were able to get that guy in before James White retired, but unfortunately for the Patriots, they only got him in a couple months before James White retired. Now, like I mentioned, ESPN's Mike Reese, who follows the Patriots very closely, said that Pierre Strong was drafted to replace James White at some point. I don't think that necessarily means in 2021, but, the longevity of this team and that pass-catching third-down running back, that guy is going to be Pierre Strong. Mike Reese actually talked to Pierre Strong's college head coach, and his college head coach described him as a player who is an ideal fit for the Patriots and an ideal fit to replace James White. He also called Pierre Strong a phenomenal pass catcher and said that that's actually his best strength. That biggest strength for Pierre Strong is factoring into the passing game. His former head coach also said he believes in Pierre Strong's chance of winning whenever he's matched up in a one-on-one situation with a linebacker, which for the most part is really the core concept that most NFL defenses follow. There are some teams who will have a defensive back cover a running back out of the backfield, but a lot of times the concept here defensively for most NFL teams is to have a linebacker covering a running back out of the backfield, and Pierre Strong's head coach likes his chances against linebackers. Now, this also makes a lot of sense because you look at his playing style, and as soon as he was drafted, and I made that draft video on him for you guys, I told you, this is not your classic running back. Like, when the Patriots have their true setted running backs, the guys who are going to get the majority of the load in the running game, guys like Damien Harris, guys like Ramondre Stevenson, Pierre Strong does not fit that mold. Kevin Harris, who they drafted in the 6th round, fits that mold a lot more than Pierre Strong does. When it comes to running the ball, the Patriots really like these power backs, guys who can carry a load on their back. They don't really go for these fast agility guys who, are going to run off for 70, 80-yard touchdowns. They like a guy who can bulldozer his way in and consistently pick up, 5, 6 yards versus a fast running back who, yeah, he's going to have his times where he just bursts off for 50, 60-yard touchdowns, but also going to be those times where, he's not going to be able to carry that load and he's going to have just 1 to 2 yard gains. The Patriots running back premise is really based on a power back and not so much an elusive back. I definitely still believe that Pierre Strong is going to get chances in the running game for sure. James White still got chances in the running game, but he's not going to be your number 1 running back. He's just not. Your number 1 running back is going to be, Damien Harris, Ramondre Stevenson, with Pierre Strong being in the rotation. But when it comes to third down, you need a conversion. When it comes to passing plays, when it comes to a guy you need to have with a blitz pickup, that guy's going to be Pierre Strong, and that itself proved itself to be evident within the Patriots' first preseason game against the Giants. No one had more blitz pickup opportunities or more blitz pickup plays than Pierre Strong throughout the entirety of that preseason game. I mean, Pierre Strong saw 10 snaps in pass protection, while other running backs the Patriots played in this game, they each only saw a maximum of 2. Pierre Strong also ran the second most routes out of any running back in this game for the Patriots. Now, Harris did have 12, J.J. Taylor had 7, but Pierre Strong had 10. And a big part of James White's game, which really goes unrecognized, is his ability in blitz pickup. He's a small guy, but he knew the blitz pickup, he knew the assignments, and he knew where to go. He knew what defensive player to pick up, and that was a big part of his game that went very unnoticed. It's a very important part to being a running back, especially for the Patriots now that they aren't utilizing a fullback. And last year, that was also a big part for this team. That's actually why Brandon Bolden played a majority of these Patriots snaps at running back, was because, J.J. Taylor, Damian Harris, Ramondre Stevenson, they weren't great at blitz pickup. Unfortunately, Brandon Bolden was the only guy who could actually pick up a blitz as the running back, and that's why he got a lot of snaps for the Patriots. And you look at James White's career, he wasn't the fastest running back, but he had some speed to him. He was super shifty, he was super agile, and Pierre Strong has that to his game, but he's a lot faster. He has some shiftiness to him, but he's going to add speed. And I told you guys this before, that Pierre Strong is the fastest running back the Patriots have had in recent memory. I mean, I went all the way back to like Shane Vereen, and he was faster than him too. I mean, we're talking about faster than Shane Vereen, Dion Lewis, James White, Damian Harris, Ramondre Stevenson, Brandon Bolden, Sony Michel. I mean, name all the running backs the Patriots have had over the last several years. Pierre Strong is a faster running back than all these guys. And the Patriots offense is trying to get faster. They're trying to get younger, and they're trying to get athletic. And that's something the Patriots are trying to do offensively and defensively. And by drafting Pierre Strong, the Patriots are doing so. Whether it's going to be in screen passes or the Patriots are going to send Pierre Strong out for routes, that speed's going to stand out because he's going to get open a lot quicker, which again puts him in that role of that third down pass catching running back for the Patriots. Now here's what I'll say. With James White officially retiring, this is an open competition for the third down pass catching running back. I do believe that Pierre Strong could get some time from here to there, but honestly, I'm really not expecting a lot from Pierre Strong. One, I don't really think he's all that ready to take over that role, but the role that he's going to serve for the Patriots, we've always seen those types of guys usually get redshirted within their first year, and I think that would have been a lot more evident and true if James White didn't retire and actually was healthy enough to play. But I think overall, the Patriots are going to look more so into the future over the next, 4 or 5 years, potentially even more than just next year. At the end of the day, do you want to potentially hinder the development of Pierre Strong for 1 year, or do you want to sit him back for 1 year and get a better overall prospect and version for the next 4 to 5? Again, I think he's in the mix to compete overall for that role this upcoming season, but the Patriots also have Ty Montgomery, who throughout training camp has been with the starters, rolling with the starters at wide receiver and running back. He was signed on a 1-year deal. I think the Patriots are going to use Ty Montgomery more so in that role this year. He's a veteran. He's been in the league for a while. He knows what to expect. He's more NFL ready than Pierre Strong, but Pierre Strong definitely has a better upside than Ty Montgomery. Overall, though, I think the Patriots for this upcoming season are going to roll more so with that NFL-ready aspect here with Ty Montgomery, who is easily going to get the job done for the Patriots within that role. But overall, the next James White, the next, Kevin Folk, Shane Vereen, looks like that role is going to be in place here for Pierre Strong. What are your guys' thoughts on this? Let me know in the comment section below. Remember to leave a big like on this video and, of course, subscribe to the channel for all of your New England Patriots news. Like always, I appreciate you guys for watching, and go Pats.